Alright, hello YouTube. As you guys can see, I'm currently waiting in line to get onto the ferry to go back home to Vancouver Island. You know, I'm not really sure what to call it anymore. Like, is it really home when my fiance is currently in Vancouver holding down the fort essentially until I can move there permanently and start going to school? So it's like, is it home? Is it not home? Is Vancouver home? I'm just not sure. Anyways, so I'm really early for the ferry. I've got about 2 hours, and then the ferry itself is another 2 hours. So I thought this would be like a perfect time to do a couple reviews, film a few fun videos. So I apologize that we are inside my car, but I hope you still enjoy the video. Today we are going to talk about the first 4 episodes in the currently airing supernatural comedy K-drama entitled Mystic Pop-Up Bar. As the title suggests, this K-drama follows the employees of a mystical, multi-dimensional bar owned by a very powerful ghost. This ghost must solve the grudges of 100,000 of her patrons in order to atone for sins that she committed while she was alive, some 500 years ago. Here's the catch though, even inside a pub where there's liquor involved, people nowadays are not all that willing to open up to a complete stranger about their deepest troubles. That with the fact that our ghost, our female lead, has a hot temper, so she's more likely to throw the customers out onto the streets than actually fulfill their wishes. Now enter a young man who's got heightened psychic energies. With one simple touch, he can get anybody to spill their worries. This ability obviously appeals to our female lead, as, you know, it's becoming more difficult for her to meet her quota, and the deadline for when she needs to have solved 100,000 people's grudges is coming up. She offers him a deal. If he works for the pub for 1 month and helps her solve the remainder of her quota, then she will get rid of this annoying ability of his. 2 other supporting characters of note, and I won't remember any of their names because I just don't remember people's names, but one of them also works at the pub because of some sort of punishment, but we don't learn a lot about that within these first 4 episodes. As far as I can tell, he used to be kind of some sort of like spiritual cop that would hunt down evil spirits. And then lastly, there is a female bodyguard who seems to be immune to our male lead's ability to make people share all their worries. To simplify this first impression, I'm going to talk about pros and cons, and then at the end I'll let you know if I'm going to keep watching this series. So my first major pro is that this show is absolutely stunning. The costumes look really good, the set design looks good, the filming looks good, everything just looks really rich, and even the effects within the show speak of money. I think if you liked the look and kind of themes of Hotel de Luna and you're looking for something that's maybe a bit fluffier, I think fans of Hotel de Luna will like Mystic Pop-Up Bar. Only thing that I can complain about for how the show actually looks on screen is that they did the female lead so dirty. It's actually distracting. The foundation shade that she wears is not the correct shade. It's so yellow, and Garner looked over at one point while I was watching the show and he was like, "Ooh, why is she orange?" Like, it's so bad. It's so distracting, and it's honestly a shame because she's such a beautiful actress. Why'd they have to do her so dirty? My next pro is the world building within the show. There's people everywhere. So my next pro is the world building. I just absolutely love learning little bits and pieces about the afterlife and the dream world, and the way you're learning about it is in small doses. Like, each episode you learn a little bit more. Also true for the characters. Characters are definitely slow burns. Their backstories, motivations, and like how they know each other is revealed really slowly. But I actually loved this because it gives the entire show this illusion of depth, which I hope turns out to be true, because I watch this and I feel like if I keep watching, my patience will be rewarded. I feel like the writing here is very deep, well, both with the world building and the characters. Okay, now we're on to the cons. There's basically only one major con, and that's that I was bored for a lot of this series. I think because the show has this really great sitcom feel to it, the episodes are just too long. I think they should have been closer to the half-an-hour mark and maybe more episodes instead of a shorter series. This clocks in only at about 12 episodes. It's just, I don't know why, but it was a struggle for me to get through every single episode. Every single episode I took breaks from. Only the first one I actually watched all the way through. I think if I had to rank them in the order of my favorites, I would say episode 4 is a favorite. I thought it had great comedic timing. I actually laughed out loud through episode 4. And then I would say it's episode 1. I just thought episode 1 was just the most perfect introduction to both characters and the world. I was really intrigued by episode 1. And it would be episode 3. Episode 3 got me interested enough to watch episode 4, whereas episode 2, I was like, okay, I'm only gonna watch 3 episodes, I can't handle this. And so what's left? Episode 2. Episode 2 was the most boring thing I've ever seen. That's an exaggeration, but it took me 3 days to finish episode 2. I just watched it in 10-minute chunks and I just got bored. That's my own personal opinion. I just think the show needs to pick up the pace a little bit, even though I do like the characters and I do like the world building. It just seems boring to me. So, am I gonna keep watching Mystic Pop-Up Bar? I'm gonna say a tentative yes. I think I'll probably let a few episodes collect, and if I have nothing to watch, then it's something I will go back to out of curiosity's sake, because I am curious to see where the plot goes and where the characters go, because like I've mentioned already, I do feel like there's a lot more to learn with this show. So let me know down below, are you watching Mystic Pop-Up Bar? Have a good day and a good night. Bye.